Show us your balls.
For the final time. Please. We've been asking for years. Show us your balls. I'm your disgraced host, Grace. I use she, her pronouns.
Isn't that the Metal Gear thing?
What, disgraced?
It's not disgrace, it's something similar. Anyways, I'm your other host, Malachi. I use they, them pronouns.
We had a really good joke last time we started recording, but, we've had to restart 3 times. This episode's hell.
We
This
didn't
episode
need
is
to
going
restart
to be
3
hell.
times.
You want to start us off for small talk today, Malachi?
Not really. I don't have much going on.
Nothing? You've got nothing going on. Maybe you
played-
watched hit film Morbius in theaters for the 5th time?
You know, I did do that, but that was just so not, it's not even noteworthy. Of course you're gonna go see Morbius again. And at the time of this episode's release, that's gonna be,
Outdated, yeah.
No, it's not gonna be dated, because they'll have released Morbius again.
Probably.
I played some No Man's Sky yesterday, so
I
I've got
saw.
opinions on that game. They did a good job making that game fun.
Cool.
What about you? I said one thing. That's enough.
I got some games in the summer sale. The Steam summer sale.
Interesting. Tell me more.
Just so you know how dated this shit is. I got 5 games. I refunded one of them. Let me
Which
sit
one?
up. I got Shadow of War, Middle-earth Shadow of War. I got the first floor plan game.
Floor plan, classic.
VR puzzle
Everyone
game.
knows that.
I got Rain World, which is it's a good game. Everybody's playing it
Good game.
in our Discord server that we're in. So
Rain World is a
I
good
joined
game.
the bandwagon, and I'm now playing it as well, and it's a good game. I also got TikTok: A Tale for Two, which I have yet to play because I'm gonna play with a friend. And then I also got Intravenous, which is like Splinter Cell mixed with Hotline Miami. In concept, it's a great game. In practice, it's good, but I'm not. It doesn't. Yeah, I'm not good at it, and it doesn't tickle me very well.
I see.
But I've been playing a lot of Shadow of War. I've got 9 hours in it already. I've got 7.5 hours in Rain World. I
Did you
finished
play the
up
other?
Teardown as well.
The previous one, Mordor.
That's the no. I didn't play it. I didn't play Shadow of Mordor.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
You went right into Shadow of War?
I don't feel like I needed to play it, to be honest.
You didn't need to, I bet. But I
But
don't
they do
know.
a good recap of the story at the beginning of the second game.
Well, you're not playing that game for the story.
I'm playing a little bit for the story.
I never found the story even a little bit enticing.
Then I've got a few more games in my cart ready to go as soon as I'm able to buy them, which is Strange Horticulture, GTA 4 Complete Edition, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Linelith.
Strange Horticulture. No, it's a puzzle game. Of course it's a puzzle game. You should have figured.
Yeah, Linelith is also a puzzle game. Then you got Red Dead and GTA 4.
Yeah. I don't know, those games are not interesting to me. I would rather play Borderlands 2 again. I'd rather play some more Borderlands 2.
That's fair.
They look good though. Everyone likes GTA 4. Lots of people like Red Dead 2.
Yeah. I want to play so much poker as Arthur Morgan. I'm gonna kill a couple people probably.
Odds are it's gonna happen. The fact that there's all those little mini games is neat. More
Yeah.
games need mini games. If a game does not have fishing in it, how can it be a good video game?
Sonic Heroes.
What? Did Sonic Heroes have fishing in it?
Yeah, didn't it have Big the Cat doing froggy fishing?
Oh, I think you mean not. I don't remember all of the different Sonic games. By name.
Hang on.
I thought that was like
let's
Sonic
Google this.
Adventure, not Sonic Heroes.
Was it? I know that there's something in Sonic Heroes. Sonic
Proceeding is also simpler.
Heroes Fishing. Sonic Adventure had froggy fishing with Big the Cat.
You do like fishing in that game. There was a big fishing power formation maneuver.
The
Bigoo
translation
fishing.
is just Bigoo fishing you. It's,
Big the
that's,
Cat swings his fishing reel around to strike his opponents with its lure, with effects depending on Big's level.
there's just, I mean,
Interesting. That's fishing. No, you were
Yeah.
right the whole time. That's what fishing is. It's when you
There's
hit someone with a
fishing.
fishing rod.
I mean, technically you're fishing.
I'm a master at fishing, if that's the definition we're working on.
Yeah, I mean,
I
is
used to
what it
have
is.
this like one of those like toy fishing rods that was like, it was like a Spider-Man fishing rod, and then it had like a plastic fish at the end instead of like a hook or anything. And you know what I did with that? I got it tangled up in a tree.
I have one of those as well. You could use them as regular fishing rods. You just had to take the plastic toy off.
You could. I think that the right fish would be going crazy for that plastic fish.
Maybe.
So
but
I
it doesn't
think
have a
you
hook
might
in
be
it.
able to even get the right. Although you would need to get a large fish, which means probably not going to work for a child.
Right, but also that rod would snap. Plus, it's it's not got a hook on it. You know,
You're saying it'd be hard to keep them there. I guess
it
that's
would be
true.
impossible to keep them there.
I don't know. If you tangle the fish up with it,
Speaking
use
of
your Bigoo fishing.
fishing, do you remember the Let's Go Fishing game? It had like the little magnetic rod, and you'd catch the fish while they spun around in circles.
Oh yeah, I do remember that game.
It's fucking
They'd like open up and close because they like got raised and lowered.
yeah.
That was a great game.
There's also Piranha Panic, which is interesting.
I don't. Is it the same game?
No, they're different. Piranha Panic costs $75.
Piranha Panic.
Oh yeah.
How does this game even work?
I
I've
don't
seen this
fuck.
game.
I know.
Maybe I even have this game. Or had. I don't think I had this game. I definitely saw this game. There's the marbles.
I mean, you got the Lucky Penny shop who did a video of it.
Interesting.
I don't
Well, I've
know.
never watched a video in my life, so that'd be too shocking. It might kill me.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what? You know
What?
what would be interesting?
What?
If we talked about a little video games.
Uh huh.
Any video games on your mind?
Any video games on my mind? I talked about
Perhaps
Outer Wilds, not
Perhaps.
Outer Wilds.
Angry
No Man's Sky.
Birds. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're trying to segue. This episode, we're talking about Angry Birds. What's your favorite Angry Bird character? What's your favorite Angry Bird character?
Jack Black.
That doesn't count. That was bullshit.
What? He's officially one of the Angry Birds in the movie. He was in the movie.
Okay, the movie, not canon, actually.
Hang on. Is the Angry Birds movie canon?
You're only gonna get lies about that.
This is when I search "is the Angry Birds movie," the first autofill is on Netflix. The second is canon.
Isn't canon?
It's not canon for ABT.
Get owned. What does AVT, Angry
It's
Birds?
most likely different canon, as the designs and the backstory of the birds and pigs are different.
And this is how you know I'm always right about Angry Birds lore. So
You know
anyways,
what?
Tell me about your favorite Angry Birds character.
You didn't specifically say whether it was in the video games or in the movies, so I stand right.
You know, you should have assumed that I was going to be talking about the video games because, you know, I haven't even watched the movie.
I haven't either, but I know Jack Black is in it, and I share a birthday
You
with him.
haven't watched the movie and you went with... Okay, tell me your real favorite Angry Birds character.
I like the one that gets real big.
You mean, like, the
dark
big
red
red
one?
one? Yeah, yeah.
I also
a good
like the
one.
duck.
The duck? You mean the one that, like, goes around? Like, is a boomerang?
Is that what the duck does?
I think so.
I just like the design of it.
It's like green, it's got like a long... It's the boomerang one.
I guess.
This one.
Yeah, the duck.
Yeah, that one's the boomerang.
The bird that lays the egg is funny.
That's true. That's a good one. You have like a. You just listed all of the characters now.
Oh, hang on. I'm in the AngryBirdsFandom.com. Yes, they are. Despite the general public says, Rovio actually confirmed this. This is like about the is it canon?
What? In the Angry Birds movie, where do you see this?
I'm sending you the link to the forum post. It's the second
It's
to
on the
last
forums.
one.
You can never trust the forums.
It's the second to last comment on it.
Oh my god, this link is disgusting.
Oh yeah. It's fucking
No, I don't think so.
There's
No.
one person who
No,
says yes, and I will
probably
use
not.
this as my
Nah.
evidence that it is.
Okay, find Rovio confirming it.
Give me a fucking minute.
So, to the viewers at home, my favorite,
Oh my god, what's this conspiracy theory bullshit? Angry Birds canon, question mark. I recently saw a bus advert for the second Angry Birds film, and one of them had a smartphone watch, which lead me to think, is the Angry Birds game canon in the Angry Birds film universe? In the film, are they so famous that a game was made about them, and are they aware of the game? Or does the game not exist in that world? Everyone I ask this is a dumb idea. So then, the next one, the comment is what got me to click on this post.
yeah.
The game does exist in the world for the film. It's a piece of government propaganda put forth by the dystopian bird government to swell up hatred against their rival pig kind and increase recruitment to the army.
Okay,
The
so,
specific idea that the eggs are being stolen by the pigs actually springs from a real incident in the Angry Birdiverse called the Bay of Pigs incident. See, a group of humanitarian pigs got wind of an underground slave ring being operated by the bird government in violation of the Treaty Free Bird. This group landed in Eagle Eye Bay next to the facility where eggs were being hatched. Then the young raised as slaves and rescued a massive number of eggs. A picture of the pigs escaping with eggs in hand was taken by a security camera and spun by the ruling bird party to see it as an act of war, of stealing the nation's youth by their ancient enemies, the pigs. While the government lacks the power to ever truly pick a fight with a rival nation, the party can only maintain its power through driving hate towards a national enemy, and thus Angry Birds game was born.
interesting.
And the only comment under that, the first comment under that is, sounds like a piece of pig propaganda.
Well, okay, so that's fan fiction that you just read.
No, that's a theory. A fan
okay.
theory.
Okay, but that was like, that's obviously not true.
But if it is, I mean, one of the other comments under it says, so not only is this not a fan theory, it's literally what happens in the movie. This guy hasn't watched, but is speculating about. Great.
That's not true. I don't believe that's true in the movie.
Followed by, it's not, though. The story here is much better than the actual story. I've had to watch both movies dozens of times because my So this is what the rated R Angry Birds movie is like.
Yes. Okay, so before we continue, I need to say, for the audience's sake, so they can understand me as a person, that my favorite Angry Bird is, of course, the bomb character.
Yeah, that's Jack Black.
That's not Jack Black.
It is. In the
1
movie, in
second,
the
I'm
Angry
confirming.
Birdiverse.
Nope, Danny McBride, you fool.
Oh, God. Who's Jack Black, then? Is he the Redbird?
It's impossible for me to know.
You could look it up.
I could look it up, but do you think I'm in the... Jack Black is... What? Wait, is the wiki wrong, or is he even in the movie?
He's in it. He has to be in it.
am not certain that he's in it.
He was in the promotional material.
He isn't showing up on the wiki.
Yeah, he's bomb.
But he's literally not
Oh,
bomb.
fan casting.
He's not in the movie? You were wrong like twice. We didn't even need to go down this rabbit hole about canon.
Cast for the Angry Birds movie. He played Red Bird.
No, he didn't.
It says on the IMDb page.
On the IMDb page, the Red Bird was Sudeikis.
Fuck Jason Sudeikis. Look at this shit.
It's just, he's literally not there. I don't know what you're looking at, but you're not looking at the right movie.
Is this a fan casting? Oh my god,
you read Adam Sandler at number 2, and you were like, oh yeah, I bet this is the real casting.
I mean, don't look.
It's got Robin Williams.
Well, look. I wanted Jack Black to be in it so bad. I needed it. Okay, I've had a bad week.
This puts these in the cast. There's all white people, and then there's Samuel L. Jackson, who plays in the list you gave me, Blackbird.
So that sounds.
It's a little bit of an interesting choice.
Mm-hmm. Bill Hader was in that movie. Fucking Josh Gad, Tony Hale.
Ian Hecox was in that movie.
Keegan Michael Key.
Yeah.
They got him out of the box for this one.
You're shocked at that, and not Ian Hecox.
No, of course Ian Hecox would be in this.
What?
Like, this movie sounds like something the Smosh would have made if they had the budget.
I disagree completely.
What are you on?
Okay, anyways, I'm moving on, because did you know that on the wiki, the cast and characters, they list 4 types. The first one of these is birds. The second one of these is pigs. The third one of these, eagles.
Eagles aren't birds, confirmed.
So, that's an interesting choice. And then they've got others, which, whatever. Anyways, do you have a favorite Angry Birds game?
I will say, it's not my favorite, but I do like the planet's gravity mechanic from Star Wars.
The Star Wars ones are pretty good, I think. It's not the best Star Wars video game, because Lego Star Wars already exists, but it's like... it's up there.
I don't know. I honestly haven't played that much Angry Birds.
Have you played, like, the classic, most quintessential Angry Birds game, Angry Birds Rio?
Yes.
Okay, thank God. What about Angry Birds Rio 2?
Yeah, I probably played a little bit of that.
Yeah.
You know what is a good game, though? Bad Piggies.
Bad Piggies? Actually, like, an outstanding game.
Yeah, it's a fucking vehicle building, goddamn.
They were like, you know when they made, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts? What if we did that?
You want to talk about it? Fucking Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts goes hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone hates that game.
Yeah, because they're wrong.
Interesting. Tell me more.
Everyone that hates that game is somebody who wanted another Banjo-Kazooie collectathon.
Well, of course they did, because everyone likes those games. Have you played
Sure,
those games?
but have you ever heard of maybe diversifying? Making new types of games?
Have you played those games?
I have played games like those games.
So you've never played Banjo-Kazooie?
I played ukulele for a few minutes. I can't play collectathons.
For a few moments. Okay, so that's interesting. So I'm not trying to use this to like discredit you, but I'm saying it's interesting. It means like you will not have the same feelings like, oh,
no,
I can't believe they didn't make Banjo-Kazooie again.
I'm glad they didn't, because Nuts and Bolts is a good game.
Yeah, I'm saying that if you had played the collectathons, I mean, you said you couldn't, like, because you just don't enjoy those. I'm assuming.
I cannot derive enjoyment from those kinds of games.
Yeah, so I'm saying like if you played those and enjoyed them, you might feel differently. But it's interesting that you feel nothing like.
I don't have nostalgia for it because I didn't grow up on it. I feel like that's also part of what makes people mad about them. But
right,
their anger is ridiculous. ridiculous, if you ask me. It's completely founded in, but games. Where's Banjo 3? Like, we don't need Banjo 3. You have Banjo and Kazooie and Banjo Tooie. You can go play those again. Nobody's stopping you. But let them have fun. Let them make a new game, you know? Don't trash on me for liking it. It's a cool game. It combines the thing I hate most about fucking Kingdom Hearts with the thing I hate most about the other Banjo-Kazooie games, and it's good. It works out well. It's really fun to fuck around in. Like, you can destroy shit. You can knock over buildings in certain places. Like, it's just fun to run around and cause shit to happen. Like, being a nuisance in that game.
Right.
Because, like, you can make your own fucking Spitfire and just go bombing through the fucking place, shooting shit up.
Yeah.
With egg cannons. Not to mention Showdown Town, which is just a great hub world.
Showdown Town.
It's got so much cool shit going on. It's just a good game, and I really need to play it again. I never finished it, but I need to play it. I need to play it all the way through.
Well, I've never played any of the Banjo-Kazooie games, Nuts and Bolts included.
I can earnestly recommend Nuts and Bolts.
Interesting. You know, surprisingly, it's got a 79 on Metacritic.
Because it's a good game.
Well, sure, but I mean, I've heard a lot of negative things about it.
Right, but that's because you were hearing it from people who are, like, Banjo-Kazooie purists. They're the only outspoken people on this game. Anyone who likes it is reasonable and doesn't, like, need to yell at you for it. I forgot to mute my phone. We gotta restart again, Malachi. We gotta restart the whole recording again.
I need to find the list of games Rare has made as a company, because recently I've been getting into a different Rare game, which is Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves is good, and you need to invite me to play it more often.
Sea of Thieves is very good.
The one time you invited me to play it, I was fucking busy.
Yeah. It's a good game.
It is. I just need people to play it with.
It's very fun with friends. I like it solo, too. It's not terrible solo.
That said, I normally have a bit of trouble playing it for long periods of time all at once.
Yeah.
But I think that might just be because I'm not having top bands, you know? If I had somebody I could really get in and goof around with, I think I'd play it for longer.
I understand that. You do kind of need to put some time into it, because really if you're going to be, like, maximizing your gains, you want to, like, choose a, you want to choose, how did my brain turn off? You have to choose a company to get the emissary flag of, and then you need to get it up to max before you sell.
Right. I have a good story, and I also have a sad story about Sea of Thieves.
Tell me both of them.
I'll start with a sad story. I had to restart my entire Sea of Thieves account because the gender change potion cost too much.
What? That potion costs like $100.
It shouldn't cost anything. It's dumb. Even Xbox lets you change your name for free once.
It costs... Oh, it does cost...
It costs meta currency.
Okay, well you can't acquire that. It's not that hard to get.
Sure, but at the same time, I'd rather just start over than have to farm as this character I don't want to play as.
I see what you mean.
Because
I thought it was gold rather than...
No, it is doubloons.
It's not doubloons. It's the third currency.
Doubloons is the third currency.
No, doubloons is the second currency.
Oh. Why are there three currencies?
It's dumb. I'm with you. So you've got gold, which is where everything, the main stuff
all the cosmetics that you can buy in game and shit.
Not all the cosmetics.
The good ones, the ones that are not bought with meta currency.
Right. So that's the stuff that's... Gold is easy to get. You get it just from selling stuff. Everyone has tons of gold. Then you've got doubloons, which is the second currency. You get this from selling some items.
And killing certain skeletons drops them.
No, that's ancient coins.
Oh.
You're on it, though, because ancient coins you can only acquire via killing those skeletons and buying them, and they're in the battle pass.
Where do they have a battle pass?
There's a battle pass.
Oh.
They give you like 250 ancient coins per season. Their battle pass is actually very good, because like lots of other places make the like free tier for the battle pass very minimal, but
Mm.
instead it's like the opposite for Sea of Thieves, where the free tier has something every tier,
Can
and then
you
the paid tier
buy?
only has stuff later on.
Can you buy the battle pass with like in-game currency?
You can buy it with ancient coins, so
That's what
technically
I
you
meant.
could acquire all ancient coins
Now, do
in
you
game.
get enough ancient coins from the battle pass to purchase it again?
No.
That's bullshit.
You get more actually in the paid tier of the battle pass.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I bought the battle pass with ancient coins, will I get enough to buy it again?
I
From
don't
the
think
battle
so.
pass?
But I disagree with you that that's bullshit because you
I
get
think they should make it so that if you put enough time into it this season to get all the way to the max tier, you should just be given another round.
it's really not that hard to get uh all the way through the plunder pass. as
Sure,
it's
but
called.
you have to put in time to do it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it takes
I
effort.
but it's okay. It's not bullshit though because you can just play on the get the free tier of the battle pass, which gives you a lot of stuff. It's like really like a pretty like they stock it with some good stuff. There's some like misses in there, but it's like really not that bad. Um,
I don't. I think the idea of having to pay for the battle pass in the first place is annoying to me, is what it is.
well, they have to monetize the game somehow.
They monetize the game by making it cost $40.
Well, this is true, but it's like if they're gonna keep, like part of the thing is that if you buy Sea of Thieves, you're gonna keep getting
Well,
new content
they already
for
have
free as the game
microtransactions in it
continues.
without the battle pass, though.
I don't see this as an argument. Like you could argue this for any one.
Well, I feel the same about all battle passes. You should be able to buy them with the currency you get from the battle pass. Like, that way you get the players coming back and spending money on other things, because you won't have enough ancient coins from the battle pass to buy a new hat, so you'll have to buy more ancient coins anyway, but at least you keep playing the battle pass.
Well, okay, you can
So it keeps
you
you coming
always
back.
get the free tier of the plunder pass, and that's like like the paid tier has like 10 items on it, and the free tier has 100 items on it.
If you're describing it like that, then it sounds worthless to me.
What
Even bothering
sounds
paying
worthless?
for it. The paid tier.
The paid tier, because it's like all the stuff in the paid tier is like good. Like that's where there's some like nice cosmetics in there. There's some nice cosmetics in the free tier too, but you also get more ancient coins. Like the 100 for the free tier has some like filler content where it's like here's like 10,000 gold, which is not that valuable. But then it's pretty much all stuff you like almost certainly want in the paid tier. But I don't see that as negative. Like, imagine if the battle pass was totally free, and you just like removed all the paid stuff from it. Like, you just never released that stuff. Like, if you make then the paid tier, right, and make the stuff really good in it, that makes sense. You want to make the people who buy the tier get their money's worth.
Right, but I'm saying if like it would be much more likely to get people to keep coming back if they didn't have to pay for it every time.
Well, you don't need to pay for it every time if you kept like you can eventually buy it. It's just gonna like it's not gonna be one battle pass worth.
That's what I'm saying though. Like if you got the battle pass for free after buying it once, you keep coming back to it.
I think that that's a different argument than what you started with, which is that you just didn't like it.
No, I said I don't like that you don't get enough ancient coins from the battle pass to buy the battle pass again without
But
having to pay
is your
for
argument just because you think it would make them more money to give you enough ancient coins from the battle pass to buy the battle pass?
My argument is that they would have more. I would have more reason to keep getting it if I didn't have to pay for it every time.
Okay, but you keep getting it if it's for free every time is not making them money.
It's not free. You have to complete the battle pass to get enough to buy it again.
That is
for
free. You don't pay money for it.
No, but you have to put the effort in. You have to keep playing the game.
Yeah.
And if you keep playing the game, you're more likely to spend more money on the game anyway. So for them, it would probably make them money anyway. But it
okay, I
keeps
think you're
me
making a
coming
different.
back. It keeps me engaged in it. If
I
I don't
think
have
you're
to
making a
pay for
different
it
argument.
every time, if I play through it every time.
It sounded at the start like you're making an argument that you just didn't like that they were doing it.
That's not what I was arguing. That might be what it sounded like, but that's not what I was arguing.
Well, for the point of it would be better if you got enough, I don't know what to tell you about that. I think the current way they do it is good. Maybe that would be better, but honestly, I don't really care.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You want to play Sea of Thieves tonight?
I'll be around for Sea of Thieves, not right after we finish recording.
No, I got.
Let's
I
just
got
stop
shit.
recording right now and play Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck you. Fuck you, listener. Suck my
game's good.
cannonballs. But like Tuesdays are busy for me. I've got this, and then I got to take out the trash, and then I gotta like that's the day that I put the most effort into physical bodily hygiene. So.
Yep.
So
I'm
like, I
putting
have to do
huge
that.
effort into physical body hygiene every day. And that's because I look good as hell.
Sure, but full body shave's a once a week thing.
No, okay, I understand.
You don't do that every day.
I was maybe not being a dickhead when I said things the way I did, but I understand that like what I'm saying is not like.
It's not the same as what I'm saying.
Yeah.
God, I've got a fucking appointment at the occupational therapist tomorrow for my handsies.
Interesting.
It's my second appointment. I was supposed to have an appointment today, but I called and canceled because fuck that. I want one a week, and I want it as late as possible, or on a Monday, because then I don't have to drive myself.
Right.
So I've got an appointment tomorrow. Hopefully they'll just do scans so that it can be done and over with, so I don't have to fucking suffer in case it's an actual problem. Because like last week, all they did was they did microcurrent, as well as like a heat compression, and they taped my wrists, which helped.
They take your wrists?
Taped.
They took them?
Tape.
This is very on topic, but have you heard the like? Would you rather, whenever you enter your car, have to fight a chicken, or like once a year fight an orangutan with a sword?
The orangutan has a sword, or I have a sword?
See, this is the question that you have to ask right at the start, so I'm pleased that you did. The way I heard it most recently is that only you have a sword.
Okay, what kind of sword?
I don't think that's specified. So, like, your choice, I guess?
Okay, if you're letting me fight an orangutan, and I have a rapier,
Yeah.
I don't have to get that close. So as long as I keep that thing in front of me, and then I keep the sword in front of me as well, I'm probably going to be able to win.
The thing that you might want to keep in mind about orangutans is that they're, like, way stronger than you are.
Sure, but, a well-placed spike to the face is not going to keep you down. Or it's going to keep you down. Now, my other question before I answer definitively.
Yeah.
It's once a year. Is it the same time every year, or is it randomly every year?
That's another good question. I haven't heard that one asked.
Because if it's like, I know it's coming, I have this day marked on my calendar, we meet at a McDonald's parking lot, I've got my sword, the orangutan's there.
I think that the spirit of the question is that you know when it happens. It's like 1 year apart every year.
Right. If it was random, though, it could happen like on New Year's Eve and then again on New Year's Day, and I would not be able to handle that.
Yeah, you have the sword though, so I feel like you're prepared for it.
Sure,
right?
but I'd be fucking drained from the first fight.
Oh, my point is only that it couldn't be random because you're prepared for it by having the sword.
Right.
Like you'd have to be.
What I was thinking, if it is random, then I've just always got my sword with me, and then at any point, an orangutan could come out. So I'm just like, have at you, monkey.
Yeah. So the way I see it,
okay,
because
if
it
it's
sounds
like a ritual yearly thing where we meet at dusk in an Arby's parking lot,
you're moving fast food restaurants
at Wendy's parking lot. I'm gonna get a Frosty after.
Yeah. Then you
and
choose
I've
an orangutan.
I've got my sword, and like I can prepare for it, and I know what's happening. It's like the who wins, Batman or Superman? Batman with preparation. I'm Batman with preparation here.
Right.
I'm gonna kick the shit out of that orangutan with my fucking sword. Easy.
So I I think everyone who chooses orangutan is wrong. You could not kill an orangutan as easily as you think you could.
Well, if you could keep it at range and you had a thrusting sword, though, is what I'm saying. And, like, you learn how to use that sword effectively over the course of that year.
An orangutan is fast. Okay, let's say you can kill the orangutan the first year. Sure, maybe you can kill it until like a long time, but you've just put a cap on your lifestyle, a cap on your lifespan. Because when you turn 80, you are not going to be able to kill that orangutan with the sword.
Chuck Norris could. He's 80 and he could kill some normal fucking monkey with a sword.
I
Fit.
think that
He's
like
well fit.
the right person is absolutely bodied. Most people, almost 100% of people, are absolutely bodied by the orangutan. At maybe even like 55.
Honestly, though, I don't care. You think I care? I'm gonna be the girl who went down fighting a fucking orangutan with a sword.
I feel like that's negative. I feel like that'll be negative.
It'd be funny though.
You make a good point.
The fucker shows up at my funeral, like pays respects. You had a warrior's death. It was honorable. Takes off its little orangutan hat, puts it on the hook, takes off its little orangutan trench coat, puts it on the hook.
Okay, so this question is much easier for me because I have a sneaky way around it, which is that I like the chicken answer in the sense that I just don't have a car, and presumably in the future I'll use a car that
Right,
I
but what
will
happens
own
if you
in some
take
way.
that one, you forget, and then you're just suddenly swarmed by chicken like it's Legend of Zelda?
Well, it's just one chicken.
Sure, but like you're not expecting it when you get in your car because it's been so long because you accepted the deal a long time ago, but now you've got a car and you forgot and you get in and then you get your fucking eyes pecked out.
I think that so this has fight a chicken, and you're right that a chicken is kind of nasty, but I'm not scared of a chicken. They have
will
hollow
say-
bones. I can deal with a chicken.
With the chicken, am I allowed implements?
I mean, it's whenever you enter your car. So if you're carrying a car, like a sword, when you enter your car, then you've got a sword against this chicken.
I guess I have to take that then, because like that's just a free dinner as well. Like you kill the chicken, you take it inside, put it in the freezer. You come back.
I have
out.
heard people give this. Okay, if you're gonna do that, you're not gonna use like a sword or something though. You're gonna
No, you're gonna use a knife.
You're gonna use your hands. You're gonna break the chicken's neck.
That or just use a knife.
Or you just use okay, if you're gonna use a knife to chop the chicken's head cleanly, you might as well just use your hands and butcher it later.
Well, sure. I'm just saying it's gonna be easier to cut a chicken's neck than it is to break it. Especially if you don't know what you're doing, and I don't.
I guess, but you're not gonna get a clean cut.
I feel like I'd be better off using a knife for that. Because, like, if you can get the chicken into your hands in the first place...
I don't think it's gonna be that hard to get a chicken into your hands.
Have you ever fucked with a chicken?
I think it'd be pretty easy.
It's not. They're chickens. They fuck you up.
I mean, like, you gotta grab them if you're gonna cut their head off anyways.
Sure, yeah, but, like, I'm just saying... It's not easy tangling with a chicken.
So the thing for me is that I don't really want to kill
I'll
this
tell
chicken.
you what I
so
do.
that's
I
a little
bring
different for
bag
me.
with me. I use the bag to capture the chicken,
Yeah.
and then once the chicken is in the bag, deal with it then.
This is interesting because you're telling me that you could never capture a chicken with your hands, but a bag, it's
I'm saying it
just
would be
like
easier,
the easiest thing.
because like it's like a sack. It's like a net. You cover it with the net. You handle it, and then you put it like.
You think a chicken's just gonna run into this net?
You're gonna toss it over it, and then you're gonna turn it.
You're gonna
inside
toss
out
it?
on the...
This is even more like.
You know
not
what I
gonna do
mean?
that.
Toss in the same way you toss a blanket to get it like flushed out, and then you bring it down onto your bed, and then it's nice and neat.
You're not throwing that blanket though.
You're not
never
throwing
say
it.
you're
You're
throwing
tossing it in the air,
You're
and
not
then
really
bringing it
tossing
down.
in the air.
It's more of a toss.
It's not a toss. You like.
You don't have to let go of something if you're tossing it. You don't throw a salad in the air when you toss it.
That's a good point, but I still think that toss implies.
You know what I mean, though.
I know what you mean now, and
You're like a
think that
fucking gladiator fighting with a net and a trident, okay?
They do throw that though. They were
Sure, but
throwing
that's a little
that
different.
trident.
You know what I mean, though, when I'm talking about it with the chicken. You're gonna put the bag over the chicken
Instead
and
of
then
the gladiator
handle it
example.
then.
I think you'd prefer to use like a Like a matador example instead of the gladiator with a net.
Well, no, because Matador sucks shit. I don't want to be associated with that.
Well, okay, okay. It's more like the movement you describe, though, right? Because they stay holding the cloth rather
no,
than
'cause,
a
like,
gladiator, which is gonna
what
throw
I'm
the net.
doing is I'm just putting it over the chicken. I'm not moving it so the chicken gets like out of the way of it or anything. I'm putting it over the chicken, and then I'm putting the chicken in the bag. Then I'm gonna hold the bag shut while I manage the chicken, and then I'm gonna kill the chicken from there, and then I'll have chicken, and I can eat the chicken.
I see.
Now, every time I get in my car, or every time once per trip when I go to use the car.
Every time you get into your car.
Okay, so you're saying I've got infinite chickens, so I'll do this, I'll get a free chicken for dinner, and then I get in and then there's another
Infinite chicken. You have to do work for it.
Sure, but there's infinitely many chickens, so every time I get in my car, kill this chicken, take it back in, put it in the freezer, have it for dinner tonight. Come back out, a new chicken?
If you get into the car again, yes.
Okay, put this chicken in a bag, keep it alive, get to where I'm going, kill it there, throw it in the trash somewhere so I don't have to deal with it.
So, the way I have a little bit of a different view on the chicken part because as you know, I don't eat meat mostly, so I'm not all that keen to kill this chicken every time I see it. And it says the wording I've always heard in this example is fight a chicken, and I feel like you can fight a chicken without killing it.
Sure, but then you just got a bunch of chickens running loose.
Okay, just in the wild normally,
No, chickens
do
don't
that.
exist in the wild in North America very much. Yeah.
They could. I'm gonna make it happen. But the point is, if you're not trying to kill this chicken, I think it gets much less of an inconvenience, because you could spook a chicken off, I think, pretty easily.
No, but it says fight. That means this chicken is out for blood.
This chicken's out for blood, but I think you could get the chicken to be okay, I'm done.
Right, but if you do that as well, then next time you get in a car, another chicken wants to fight you. Then you got two chickens that want to fight you.
No, what?
Because the
It's
chickens
not
are
like they
going
build.
to want. They have to complete the job. That's part of the deal.
No, they have to fight me. They completed the job when I won the fight, even if that doesn't mean killing.
Right, but then their honor's disgraced, and they have to rematch you, and they have to beat you.
Okay, so obviously that's not part of the thing. And the
You
other
know
thing
that
is, I
chickens
mentioned
are
earlier.
They're
the other
just
thing,
reincarnated samurai. You know that, right?
So the other thing that I mentioned earlier is that I just don't use a car very often, so it's very easy. I don't. It says get into your car, so I could get into someone else's car.
Trains are cars. Trains have cars.
It's not my train though. I don't own a train.
It's the train that you take.
But that's not my train.
Now, what's the specific wording? The car or your car?
Your car.
Okay. But it's the car that you need, therefore it's your car.
I
You may not
disagree.
own it, but it's the one that you need. Therefore, it's your car.
I strongly disagree.
I think...
Your car obviously means the car you own.
I think it's not fair to exempt yourself from this.
What do you mean?
This needs to apply to you as well. You're not allowed to cheat it like that.
I disagree completely.
I'm changing the rules of it to be your car is the car that you use for transportation.
I think that this question is most interesting when you work in the spirit of what it means for all points, and that means your car clearly means the car that you own.
No, because you don't always own the car that you use.
That's true. And in those cases, the chicken would not spawn.
I would say that the chicken would spawn because it's the car that you use for transportation. Personally.
So, if you rent a car, you think that you get the chicken there?
Yes.
I just disagree.
The only time I would say it doesn't happen
Yeah.
is if somebody else is driving the car.
Okay, that's not a big deal for me, because I do not drive my own car. And also, do you accept that train does not count as,
No, you're
your
fighting
car?
a chicken on the train. That's something that would happen anyway. You're
But
fighting
I'm not driving the train.
Barely anybody is driving the train. One person is holding a button that says go forward.
That's horseshit and you know it.
That's hardly driving a train.
That's horseshit. That doesn't matter. Still, like, imagine if you got into a car and you weren't.
I
Okay,
think
so like, if
you're
there's
not
like,
allowed to choose the chicken option. You have
if
to
there's
fight the
driverless
orangutan.
cars, if there's driverless cars, like, what do you think that?
Then it's whoever fucking called the car. You know what? Fuck you. Fuck this. Fuck it all. Shove off.
Well,
It's dumb.
thank you for partaking in this thought experiment. If I was forced to pick the orangutan, I would not be. I wouldn't like
What
it.
kind
I
of
wouldn't
sword
want to
would you
have to kill
choose
it.
for the orangutan?
What kind of sword?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I'd choose a giant sword that I could not properly wield.
So you would die the first time.
I wouldn't die. I'm really good. I could fight any animal. Anything that's not in the ocean, I could fight. Except like bears, I guess. Bears would beat me. But like, I don't know. People put like too much weight on like thinking that like
You get fucked
wolves
up
would
by a
probably fuck
kangaroo,
me
though.
up.
You get fucked up by.
I agree with that. Like same with an ostrich. That thing would get me. But like, wouldn't an
Emus,
ostrich get me?
They
got
won
like
a war.
they got hollow bones though. Like, what's even like? I just hit it with a rock. Like, what's
What
it
has
gonna do
hollow
about
bones?
that? The emus and ostriches.
Oh.
Because
Sure,
they're
but
birds.
like you're gonna have to manage to hit them.
Eh.
Them fuckers will outrun you.
I'm strong. I'm good. I'm good at fighting.
No. Okay.
People think they could like they think that like a coyote would get them. Like,
crocodile.
a crocodile would kill me. Well, actually, that's not okay. So I could run away from a crocodile, no problem.
You
Not like
say
if I
that.
was like in the middle of crocodile-infested waters, but like if I was at the edge
It
of the
has
waters,
the drop on you though, because it's a crocodile. They're stealthy.
then I die. Like there's just no counterplay there. It's not like a very interesting thing because if a crocodile has the drop on me, you just die.
Right, but you said you could fight any animal that doesn't exist within the ocean.
I didn't say like. So okay, first of all, I immediately followed that up with examples that I could not fight, like bears. I couldn't fight a bear. And it's very different to be like, oh, but could you kill, like,
Snakes?
like
How about snakes?
what?
Could you fight snakes?
I could fight a snake. Well, it depends on what type of snake. Some of the like nastier snakes would get me.
Giant ass constricting python.
Well, like what tools do I have?
A stick.
A stick? How long is the stick? How sturdy is the stick?
It's basically a crude spear.
Do I have to kill this thing or do I need to just escape?
Well, it's gonna kill you, so you know, self-defense.
Well, I could just escape.
Right, but it's gonna keep following you.
Is it okay? Like if I make it to like civilization, they can
Your
find like
options are either you build a snake-proof house and you're very careful when you go out, or you kill the snake.
someone. If I make it back to civilization, someone else can help me kill this snake. I'll be fine.
Nah, that's cheating.
That's cheating.
Yeah.
I can find a weapon that
It's
will more.
dishonorable. Snakes are all about honor.
I don't care about honor. I actually love being dishonorable. The less honor I have, the better I feel.
The rules are you have to kill the snake. All you've got is this crude spear that's made out of a stick.
I don't think I could kill a giant constrictor.
How about a king cobra?
A king cobra? No problem. I've got a spear? What is the king cobra gonna do to me?
Fucking slither up your leg and bite you.
I'm gonna keep it at a distance because I got a spear.
It's not that big.
Yeah,
like a
that's why it's
3-foot
gonna have trouble
spear.
getting up to me. It's not that fast either.
I don't know. Snakes are pretty fast.
Snakes are not as fast as you think. You could outrun a snake.
Plus, you're fighting it in its natural habitat.
What's its natural habitat?
Probably grass.
Okay. King cobras are all about making themselves known. No problem, I say. No problem. I do think that I'd have more trouble with a snake in the water. Because, like, on land, that's both me and the snake's natural. Like, that's where I'm most comfortable. That's where the snake's most comfortable. But then in the water, for the snakes that go in the water, that's like, even though it's not where that snake is, like, all about, you know? It feels like snakes are, like, 200% better in water. And then I'm,
think
like, 50% worse. And then, like, I think it's a bad situation for me.
Do you think you could beat a turtle, like a snapping turtle?
A snapping turtle?
Yeah.
With a spear, I think I could keep a snapping
No,
turtle
no, no.
away
You don't
from
get
me.
the spear. You don't get the spear.
My hands?
Like a tiny rock.
tiny
big
rock.
enough
I don't think I
rock
could
that you
hurt a
do
snapping
damage
turtle.
with it,
Am I
but,
on
like,
land or am I in water?
You're like in the area of a lake.
So I'm like at the edge of a lake.
Yeah, but it's like it's still wet and like a little muddy.
I think I'm fucked. Maybe not fucked. If I can flip that thing over, I guess. The entire goal is to kick it without it biting me.
You've also got the rock though.
The rock is not a big help, I don't think.
Well, you could like get on top of its shell and just go like crazy.
I think that that's a great way to get my all of my fingers bit off.
But you're on top of it; it can't reach you.
You know, when I think about these things, I'm always thinking about like coyotes and stuff. Because like a coyote is like just a like mangy little dude.
Sure, but they're like you got to think of the funny animals that you fight.
Coyote's kinda
Silverback
funny.
gorilla
That
with an
kills me instantly.
AK-47.
That double kills me instantly. Unless it somehow shoots itself, I die instantly.
But you have an what do you have? You have a China Lake grenade launcher.
Okay, we both die in that case, I think, because I think what happens is like if I like it doesn't care about the AK, it drops that instantly. It charges me down.
It's
right?
gonna use it as a bludgeon, probably.
That's true. It could be using it as a bludgeon weapon, but like it's like charging me down, and I think it gets to me faster than I can like shoot it safely.
Well, we'll say that it spots you from across the room, but
Across the room? How big's the room? This
I
better
mean,
be a
like,
ballroom where I'm dead.
How big's the gorilla enclosure at your local zoo?
That's a good question.
You're looking it up?
Yeah.
Like, you're at opposite corners of this place.
Oh, I remember the gorilla enclosure. Okay, so the gorilla enclosure is very large, but it's got like all sorts of shit in it. So there's not like a clear, unobstructed, long length. So it depends what 2 points we start at.
So I will say that it is possible for you to use the grenade launcher safely if you can use it properly.
What do you mean?
Like, if you aim it right and, you follow proper safety protocols.
No, but okay,
of
it doesn't
not
matter
being
if the
too
grenade
close.
explodes in my face because the gorilla charged me down.
Sure, but I'm saying that, like, if you took out the gorilla with a grenade launcher.
But the gorilla, I think, charges me instantly. If we're assuming that it's like we both are like bloodlusted.
Well, yeah, I suppose so.
I think that I
But
die.
the gorilla is at the other end of the room. You can still get a grenade launch.
Let me send an image of what the enclosure looks like. This is the local enclosure.
Oh, yeah, you could hella do that. Like, if you were
I
standing off on the
couldn't.
bottom left and the gorilla was off on the other side, you could fucking...
A gorilla moves way faster. I think you're like
There's
like.
shit in the way, though. It'd have to climb over it, and you could be like...
Have you seen the
grenade
like?
launcher.
It just run around it. Have you seen the like the one? What even is that thing? The one MythBusters episode where they're like, we're doing myth busting. Who would win with a gun or a knife, right?
Yeah, the 21-foot rule.
Right, but like, gorilla I think runs faster than a person. A, and B. Like, the grenade launcher means that just hitting him when he's close is not good enough. So I think I'm totally screwed.
I will say, I never said what kind of ammo you were limited to, so you could have chosen incendiary rounds.
I think that kills me more. I think that the gorilla lands on me even if I kill it with the I don't think a gorilla dies instantly to incendiary rounds. I think it's very bad. I think that's worse.
I will say, I don't think they make 40mm incendiary rounds that I know of, but I could be very wrong.
Sorry, say that again?
I've never heard of a 40mm incendiary round, but they could well exist. Does
They could
China Lake
exist.
even shoot 40mm? It might shoot 25. I don't know.
I have no
Who
idea.
fucking cares?
I only know about it from Payday 2, I think.
China Lake and Payday 2?
Let me look at what it looks like. Yes, this one
Pump
is
action grenade launcher.
yeah, it's in Payday 2.
Okay. Alright, one more hypothetical animal fight scenario before we call it.
Yep.
I'm gonna make this a good one.
Yep, I'm hyped.
So, on your team,
Yeah.
you have 1 Gila Monster,
Gila Monster, good choice. I'm hyped.
1 Iguana,
Okay.
and
We're or reptiles.
One of those lizards what spits blood at its enemies.
Right. I don't remember what that one's called.
Or like launches blood out of its eyes.
Yeah, I
That's a
remember
horned
that. I know the ones you're talking about.
lizard. Is it the horned lizard that does that?
I do not remember.
And it's you. And you also have
It is horned lizard, you were right.
one stealth snake.
One stealth snake.
Yes.
Is that a type of snake?
No, it's just a snake, but it's stealthy.
Okay.
And also venomous.
Okay.
Versus one.
Yeah.
I'll say one honey badger
Yep.
and one. What's another good thing that I could have you facing? One chimpanzee. No, orangutan. That's what we talked about earlier. One orangutan.
Okay.
And just to make it fun, one angry ass, like small ass shark, but it's out of water, but it's also angry and wants to kill you before it dies.
What type of shark is it?
I don't know, but it's small enough that it won't take up a massive amount of room.
Like a dog shark? Those are the smallest shark.
Or maybe a dog shark that's out of water. but
They're
wants
really
to kill
little.
you.
They like, you can fit them in your hand.
Okay, not that small.
You want something
Like-
bigger than that.
3 feet long.
3 feet long. Okay. I think the shark is not in the picture really.
Right, but the orangutan could pick up the shark and throw it at you.
You're right. So the orangutan, I think, is maybe enough to make it just so like I lose immediately just to the orangutan.
Sure, but you've got the Gila monster, the horned lizard.
Is
and
the snake
stealth
like?
snake.
I don't remember if it's poisonous
You
or
have full
venomous.
command of all of its venomous.
It's venomous. So okay, but it is
Poisonous
venomous.
is plants.
Okay, listen, I'm not up on the distinctions.
So you have full control over these animals. You can command them how you wish.
You can command them
You're
how
the
you
general
wish.
of this army.
So I think that what was even the first one? I forgot because I thought it was easy. Honey badger. Honey badger weighs
Yeah.
nothing. I could solo a honey badger.
You think you could also how many badger?
Honey badger. I looked it up. They say
They're
for
one of the most ferocious animals.
they say for a male honey badger, that thing is like 9 to 16 kilograms. So 16 kilograms. Let's take the high end, which is high end for a male one is bigger than a female one. So that's the heaviest that Google was telling me they were. That's 35 pounds. I'm like 4 times the weight of this thing. It's not even close. Like you could pick that thing up. It's gonna scratch you. It's gonna hurt. It's not gonna be a fun fight. But that thing is like finished.
They're
like
highly mobile and they're fast.
they.
Honey badgers are an actual issue. If there is one of them, you have to run.
It's like a little dog. I could fight that thing no problem.
It's not like a little dog. It's feisty. Those things can take a beating. They're tiny tanks.
Like they can take a beating because they like fine about poison, but like it's 35 pounds. I can pick this thing up easily. It's scratching me the whole time. It's not fun.
It'll tear your arms to fucking ribbons.
It's hurting, but then I like.
You won't be able to fight anything else after.
I think that it doesn't matter because I don't think I could fight the orangutan anyways. Like-
Sure, but you've got like 4 things at your disposal.
Okay, so the 4 things are a Gila monster. This thing is
Yes.
no help against the orangutan. It's venomous, but it's just like not big enough. I like it. It's a nice choice. Not big enough. The horned lizard, your eyeball attack just doesn't actually hurt anything.
You
It's
have
just
to
cool.
blind something.
It's not gonna blind the orangutan. It's not gonna
Pretty
be able
sure
to aim
it's
high enough
venomous,
for it.
Isn't it?
If it's venomous, again, it's just like too small. This thing cannot possibly produce enough venom to take it down the orangutan.
No, but you've got 3 enemies, one of which is a shark. And you're fighting on land.
It is possible. It eats venomous things. The horned lizard is not venomous.
Okay.
And the snake I mean, I guess it's on the snake. You say a stealth snake. If it's like a really, really strong snake that could like kill an orangutan, then I win. But otherwise, I lose.
That shark's not gonna die for a while though. You're gonna have to deal with it yourself.
Okay, the shark is not scary. To be clear, if
He's
this was a real
national.
situation, I would not be
Ready.
prepared for it because I wouldn't want to kill any of these animals. But in the hypothetical, the shark, like, no problem. Like, you said 3 feet long. I can easily pick this shark up and, like, bludgeon it.
Sure, but what happens if the orangutan picks up the shark before you can and then bludgeons you with it?
Like, I already believe that the orangutan could, like, beat me to death with its own fists, so it doesn't really change the evaluation. What do you think about it? In your situation, what do you think?
In my situation, I'm sending the snake after the honey badger. For sure.
But the honey badger is, like, super resistant to venom.
Sure, but like I never said what kind of snake it was, so that was open ended. Mine is capable of constricting. Constrict the
Okay,
honey
if it's an
badger.
open-ended, then I just pick, like, the biggest snake and I win, because then the orangutan loses to the snake and everyone else
Sure,
ganging
but-
up on it.
You already lost.
But I already lost?
Yes.
Okay,
So
go
we got
ahead.
a constrictor snake on the honey badger. Keeping
Okay.
that thing busy. It might need assistance. I'll get to it if I can.
Yep.
I've got the Gila monster and the horned lizard helping me fight.
Yep.
And the iguana. I've got the iguana also helping me.
And the iguana.
I'm gonna
I just
throw
don't think
the
it's enough.
iguana at the orangutan as a distraction.
Okay.
Then I'm going to use the horned lizard as a wrist-mounted blood launcher.
That's a good idea, but I don't
Blind
think
the orangutan, punch it real hard in the grundle a couple times.
I think that hurts you more than it hurts the orangutan. The orangutan is, like, crazy strong. It just, like, rips your head off.
The Gila monster's up there too.
Wait, what's the
Biting at
Gila
the
monster
shit.
doing? It's biting it. It's like,
It's-
ow, I've been
it's-
bit.
It's imbuing it with venom.
So the orangutan's like, oh crap, I got venom in me. Who even cares? I'm like giant. This thing cannot take me down.
You got like the fucking. You've got 3 lizards and me attacking this thing.
It can defeat you all. It's not hard.
It's gotta fight 3 things.
It
I'm
doesn't need to fight
one-
3 things. Okay, so in the orangutan situation, it sees you ahead of it. It's going to take you out first.
Right, but then
because
it gets a surprise mystery lizard to the face, and it's like, what the fuck?
so it's received
throws
iguana
it
to the
off.
face. It throws the iguana off. The iguana is probably a little bit hurt, but it's
Iguanas
coming
are
back
pretty
over.
big. That thing's gonna start scratching.
No, you're right. But the orangutan, it got a little hurt from the orangutan. The
So
orangutan
that
got a
lets
little
me
hurt
get
from it.
close enough with my wrist-mounted horned lizard.
I agree. At the start of this fight, you're doing all the damage. It's thrown the iguana away, and the iguana's
And
probably
then it
coming
gets
back.
a spurt of horned lizard blood to the eyes. It's now blinded temporarily.
I don't think it matters because this thing is just like flailing around, and it will like. It's like this thing's crazy strong. If it gets a grip on you, you're finished.
The Gila monster bites its leg.
Yeah.
It has to deal with that.
It doesn't need to deal with that. It ignores it for now.
It's got its leg stuck in a fucking trap.
It. What do you mean? It's got its. The Gila monster is not so big that
It
it's like.
can't move. It's got its legs being bitten.
It doesn't matter because you just approached it. It grabs you and
I
takes
didn't
you out,
approach it. I got close enough to fucking spray it.
and to punch it.
I haven't punched it yet.
Okay, so it's being grabbed. Okay, if you don't approach it, then the Gila monster is the one that gets thrown in a random direction. Maybe
It's
it hits you.
being bitten on the leg. The thing holds on with its teeth. I circle around.
The orangutan
and
is
come at the
much
monkey from
stronger than you're giving
behind.
it credit for. The
I come
orangutan
at it from
easily.
behind, and then I pummel it in the back of the head.
I think the moment that happens, you get grabbed and like suplexed.
It gets pummeled in the back of the head.
This
It's
thing
not-
does like
it's
a
gonna be
fighting game
dazed
move
at the
on you.
very least. You get hit in the back of the head, you go down.
This thing, okay, maybe if you were like fighting a person, but this is an orangutan, and it doesn't even care. It grabs you. It does like
do
a.
you know what orangutans are like? Have you?
It does like a
fought one before?
1080. Orangutan. What I know about an orangutan is it's much stronger than you.
Sure, but if you get hit in the back of the head, it doesn't matter what you are. You're gonna get fucked up.
Okay, but I think the thing is that for an orangutan, you punching it in the back of the head is like a child orangutan punching it in the back of the head, which is like not so bad.
Sure, but if it's getting hit in the head a couple times, it's not gonna have a good time.
It's not gonna have a good time, but it can still grab you and do like a 1080 super suplex on you.
Unlikely.
This thing's gonna hit you with like a pile driver. It's gonna like drop a knee. It's gonna do a knee drop.
I'm heavy as shit. This thing's gonna have
okay.
a hard time trying to lift me.
How heavy, how strong is an orangutan? Orangutans are about 5 to 7 times stronger than humans. They can lift up to
Okay.
500 pounds.
Up to 500 pounds. Okay.
They also
So
have
it's
a strong
going to
bite
have a
force, which is only slightly lower than a lion. It just rips your throat out.
It's going to have trouble lifting me though.
It's not gonna have trouble lifting you. It's gonna pick you up.
I'm heavy as shit, dog. I'm not gonna tell you exactly
fair.
how heavy I am, but I'm heavy. I'm on the upper end of that up to 500 pounds.
This thing, okay, it can easily pull you down over to where its jaws are, and then do like. Have you seen an orangutan teeth? They got big canines. They
I
got
can
big,
just,
scary
like,
canines.
kick it. I'm gonna kick it.
You're just gonna kick it.
I'm
It's too
kick it.
late. It already bit you.
It might have bit me somewhere, but it's not gonna bite my throat. I'm gonna kick it in the face.
No matter where it bites you, it's like you just got bit by a lion.
If it bites me and holds on, I'm gonna start pressing its face with my fist.
I just like I think you're like, if something's like 5 to 7 times as strong as a human, these things are gonna fight amongst themselves sometimes. They like must be able to deal with like 5 to 7 times your strength.
Sure, but like, I'm being killed now. I'm gonna fight harder. I've got adrenaline on my side.
Well, so's the orangutan.
Sure, but like, I'm gonna win this fight. The snake.
I think you're
the
strongly
snake is
underestimating
dealt with,
the
snake
orangutan.
is dealt with the fucking the goddamn honey badger by this point. It's gonna come over and start constricting the fucking the orangutan.
I think you're underestimating the orangutan. It's just like an orangutan is so strong.
You know what? This is stupid. You're stupid. This is why I do hypotheticals, especially with you,
Yeah? Because I
Mm.
read the power of an orangutan?
because you're no fun.
Maybe I am no fun. I did like the horned lizard wrist-mounted blood shooting idea. I think that you convinced me as well, because I was thinking about it, like when you suggested it blinds it when I was talking about it. I thought about it blinding it from the ground, which I think was just unfeasible.
No, this thing's strapped to my wrist.
But if it's on your wrist, I do think that you could actually blind the orangutan. Which I think is the best utility you can get out of the horned lizard.
I'm gonna lash it to my wrist with a snake.
You're just gonna turn yourself into like a creature made of reptiles.
I'm
You got
wearing
this-
a hat that is a Gila monster.
No, you have the Gila monster as one of you, like tied to one
It's
of
a
your feet
shield,
to help you
right.
move around.
And then the fucking iguana is on my head piloting me like fucking Remy the Rat.
Yeah, just like in Ratatouille.
So I'm just
Okay,
a
if you
fleshback
create
at
the
this point.
reptile, the reptile mech suit,
reptile
maybe you win.
megastructure.
Maybe you win.
No, I definitely went with the reptile.
I think it's a maybe still, but you know the reptile mech suit is a.
That's the thing. I'm gonna convert the shark to be on my side and then use it as my other fist.
Ooh. How are you gonna do that? Okay, before we end the episode, tell me how you're gonna do that.
The only thing I can think is shove my hand so far up its cloaca that I can use it like a puppet.
That
And I don't like that.
I don't think that would work. I think you're gonna need to go back to the drawing board for that one.
That's just all I can think for wrist mounting a shark.
Well, anyways, I think that's about as much time as we have to talk about Angry Birds.
To be fair though,
This
we did
episode.
keep it on topic with Angry Birds with that
We
chicken
did.
for a while.
We talked about Angry Birds Rio.
And then we talked about that chicken, which is an Angry Bird.
For you at home, you should send us an email about Angry Birds. Tell us about your favorite Angry Birds game. Maybe even tell us about something else ball related.
Yeah. Don't forget to share with your friends. We never said it in any of the previous episodes, but share with your friends. It's important to us.
Or don't. But do send us an email at ballpod.show@gmail.com.
Right. But like also share with your friends because, everybody
know-
needs to hear this. This is an important podcast.
For the share it with your friends, I could go either way, honestly.
I want people to listen to this. I want football to
Okay,
listen.
I'm kidding, but like,
I don't want this to all be for nothing.
when you think about it, in the grandness of the universe, it is all for nothing.
Right, but what if balls turns out to be some prolific thing that we end up doing and it changes everything and stops war and ends world hunger and reverses climate change, you know?
Yeah.
What if we do that with balls?
Earlier in this episode, you talked about shoving your hand into a shark's cloaca. So I think that, it's a little bit of a lofty goal.
I mean, to be fair, that's a profound thing to say.
Is it okay, I think we're gonna go. Yeah, I hope you all have a good day.
They call me
Bye.
Shark Fister.
Bye.